Okay, here we go with part 2 of the Q. And remember, this is based on James Burton version of Suzy Q from around 1958. So in the first part, I gave you all the exercises that you would need to play in order to do the sort of what I would call the pentatonic scale portion of this thing. And now in part 2, we've got a couple of chords we want to add in, and then I want to tie it all together at the end for you here. So moving into part 2, we have an A7 chord, which is just a bar at the 2nd fret with this note on the 3rd fret 1st string added in. You can play this with your middle finger. I personally like to play it with my 3rd finger just because it feels a little more comfortable. And on this, what we're doing is we still have our quarter note rhythm in the bass, and then we're grabbing the chord here and we're going. So that's on beat 2, 2, and 3, and. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just like that. And I'm just playing the first 2 strings on the A7 chord. I'm grabbing that with my middle finger on the 2nd string and my ring finger on the 1st string. So get the rhythm going, and then you can practice throwing in the chord grab on the appropriate beat. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, what you might find when you're first starting to do things like this on the 3 and part, you might end up doing something like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So notice I doubled up the bass that time, because it's hard to separate your pick from your fingers. So you really got to work to develop that independence. So really concentrate on steady 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after that, we're going to a C7 chord and a B7 chord. Now, we're not using the whole chords. This would be a C7, and you might know this for a B7. But we only need the notes that are on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings. So on C7, I'm on the 5th string, 3rd fret, 4th string, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 3rd fret, and then moving down, everything 1 fret. So here I'm on the 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 1st fret, 3rd string, 2nd fret. So there's my C7, B7. And then I'm going back to our beginning part, which I'm going to play for you here in a second. Now, there's a lot of ways to play the right hand on these. What I want to do is I want to continue with our hybrid picking here. So I'm going to use fingers to do that. I'm going to play the 5th string with the pick, and then the 4th string with the middle finger, 3rd string with the ring finger, and back to the middle finger. So you get a little roll. And an option that you can use on this part, on the B7, instead of doing that, you can actually come down here with your 4th finger on your fretting hand. Kind of gets a little more of a bluesy flavor then, like that. Okay, so let me just quickly cover the first part here. Now, you had all those exercises in part 1. We had this thing, practicing with the hammer on, and we've also got that here on the 5th string in the actual piece. All these notes are plucked with the middle finger. So I'm going. Notice I got this little note thrown here on the end. I'm going to count that out for you. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then again, this is that's a hammer-on like we had in in part 1's lesson, where we were doing the same thing. Same exact move, I'm just moving it over to the 5th string. exaggerated the move going from the first part to the second part, I did want to point out that when you make that switch, you leave off the last note. That helps you facilitate the move going over to the A7 chord here. So there you go. I'll do that for you one more time, just a little more slowly. Okay, there's the cue. I hope you enjoy that one. It's got a lot of elements in it. Really a fun little groove to play, and that can lead to lots of other stuff, especially if you're into like fingerstyle blues and that kind of thing, or just in blues in general. So we got a lot of independent stuff that we're working on here, and a nice little chord progression with some bluesy elements. All right, have fun with that one, and I will see you the next time around.